It happened at exactly the right time when I discovered New Beginnings, and it was at the time of life when I realised that I needed to do something. And looking back, I can see that it was absolutely the exact time to go there. My sister had just turned diabetic, I was overweight, I'd been relatively fit and active all my life, but looking now in the 3 years since I went there, seeing how a lot of my friends had gone downhill, I realised I was at the peak of the hill, and I had to go over the hill one way or go backwards, and luckily I chose the right direction with New Beginnings. I hadn't realised mentally where I was. It's only with the fitness now and the feeling how I enjoy life now that I realised that I was perhaps in a dark place. But I think I was on the point where it would have only been downhill from there on in. At that stage I weighed 100 kilograms. I'd been as heavy as 106 kilograms in my life. I felt okay in myself, but I've just had to reassess what feeling good really is about, because I'd never been fit and healthy in my life. It's not as if I could look back and say, I wish I could get back to how I was. To me that was normal, but I've had to reassess now what normal is. For me, the turning point was New Beginnings, to discover fitness, to discover just how fantastic it felt, to do something which I shied away from all my life, which I had a fear of, and to find that I just really, really enjoyed it. And that's what almost became a drug. And I didn't realise it or appreciate it at the time. You know, when I left there, I thought, you know, I'm not going to keep this up despite all the assurances I've given them. But I did, and it's like a snowball rolling. It's just something that's part of me now, that never ever was before. What have I achieved? Well, after losing New Beginnings, I decided to just try going for a run with someone. And we just tried running for 45 minutes, and I found it relatively easy. And then we went out a couple of nights a week. And you have to remember that I'd not run for 35 years. I'd not run since I was at school, and I was useless at school. I was 333rd out of 340 pupils in the school running race. And there was a half marathon in the local town in 5 weeks' time. And there was a 10-kilometre and a 5-kilometre race. And I thought, well, maybe, just maybe, I can do the 5-kilometre race. And we started training for that. And then I found that I was probably going to be able to do it quite easily. And maybe, just maybe, I could do the 10-kilometre race. And I started, and this is within 5 weeks. And then I thought, what the hell, I'm going to try for the 21 kilometres. And I asked the doctor, and he said, whatever you do, don't do it. And I did it, and I did it in a very good time. And that was in 5 weeks, from starting from nothing. It's a journey of self-discovery, of discovering yourself, really. It's confronting things that, in my case, went right back to my teenage years. And that journey continued. Afterwards, things sort of fell into place. But it was really just dealing with demons, learning what it was that made me eat more, why I turned to food for comfort. And that journey continues. It was more from within. It was more a subconscious thing. It wasn't I came away learning lessons. There are a few phrases that every now and then you bring out, think, listen to your body and things like that. It was just more, it came from within. I think you need to go to New Beginnings with an open mind, be very open and receptive to everything, especially the hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And that was a tremendous benefit to me in ways that I couldn't have imagined. It enabled me to actually look back and drag out memories that had been repressed for years, and to put all the pieces into place, and to realise perhaps why I'd gone along the path I had and what was behind it all, to put it to one side. And I just find that with my newfound fitness and the energy I have, my self-confidence is, I always thought I was a confident person, but I think that perhaps more as a front, it was an effort to put it on, whereas now it just comes from within. I feel like a new person, and I'm living a life that many people live and take for granted, but I'd never lived and never appreciated. And for me, that's a really strong motivation never to go back. You'd be amazed at what you're capable of. I can remember watching the marathon runners running past my village. And I was 44 at the time, watching them and thinking melancholically, hey, maybe if things were different, I could have done that. But I never even dreamed I could cheer them and clap them and support them. I never dreamed that one day that I would be doing that. I just feel like a completely different person, and it's something I've never experienced before. Whereas a lot of people, they know how they were and they want to get back to how they were. But I'd never had that before. And now I've got it, I just don't want to lose it.